Let's take a look at Maple Hill hole 14. This is the gold 2023 layout specifically. And we'll start by noting that there is a drop zone. You can see it in the top left corner of your screen. And it's a pretty friendly drop zone. And it only applies to your tee shot. If you go OB off the tee and you hit move to lie, there's your drop zone. Pretty friendly, 70 feet, a little downhill. So not bad at all. But beyond the drop zone, this hole can be a real bear. You've got a really small green, sort of an odd distance away, 450 feet, a bit of an odd distance in the valley, surrounded by trouble. Water to the right, deep woods to the left. It's not bad in some favorable winds, which would be out of the left. But you get some strong winds out of the right, and this thing can become a bear. But with any sort of calm winds or favorable winds, the Accurate Glide Sapphire is probably the play. I can just get there. Gets any headwind, it can find the water short of the basket, but you typically, want to aim to the right of the basket because of the fade that just about every disc has. But here you want to either aim right at the basket or even to the left. It doesn't hurt to come a little bit short on this hole. And you can see this is just going to get there. And that's a nice favorable wind. So if you get some more adverse winds, you're going to have to probably use a different disc. Let's look at a couple. This is a pretty adverse wind, 3 wind out of the right and a little bit of a headwind. And there's a couple options here. I found the first one, if you bag a water skip driver, in my case, Windbreak Water Skip Rive, seems to work pretty good. You can go over here to the right, and you're going to have to power down a little bit and give it a bit of anhyzer. But you can skip off the water and hopefully just come up onto the green. Something looks like this, probably. See how this looks. You don't want to get too close to the shoreline because then it's going to take a swim. I think that actually skipped off of a lily pad. Uh, just look at the replay there. I don't think I've seen that on this hole. That skipped off a lily pad. Uh, Pretty cool. Let's try this again, see if we can skip off the water this time. Send it out here. And is it going to hit the water this time? There's the water. Okay. And so that works okay. The other thing you can try is something with some turn glide rive, for instance. Go straight to basket, and we're probably going to have to power down a little bit on this. Let's go back to about right here. So a little bit of anhyzer still just to help fight that wind. See if it'll stop for us here. Oh, just got into the woods. Got to look though, still 67 feet. So, but that is a tricky wind. And the last one, if you've got a 3 headwind out of the left, probably want to use something like the Glide Roll Rive. And I should point out too, there is a low ceiling here off the tee. This, using the bottom chevron now, this tree branch right here kind of blends in with the background, but it's right off the tee and it does have collision. So you need to be careful of that too. So one more thing to add to the complexity of this hole. So probably this case we're going to go probably a little bit to the right of the basket. I said normally you don't want to do that, but with this wind, we're going to try to come over here to the right and let the glide roll arrive, hopefully work its way back to the basket. Just get a little bit extra distance, fight that 3 headwind. So that's pretty good. So yeah, this is one that I think, like I say, a favorable wind, not that challenging. But if you get some adverse winds, you're going to probably have to use a couple different discs. And I would really suggest practicing this one because it's, in my opinion, uh, it has some deceptive teeth, deceptively difficult in certain winds. So, all right. Hope you enjoyed that. Hope you learned something, and we'll see you around the valley.